side. Troubles past when I'm winning. Float side when we slide. Stop lost in the corner, but I keep creeping tight. Chasing that perfect entry like a strobe in the night. Every feel's another spin. I'm glued to the screen. Heartbeat on the hi-hat pulsing through the machine. I know I should step back, let the numbers just breathe, but I'm stuck in this shuffle. Can't leave, scout the day away. Ride that price parade. Up, down, I stay. Till my worries scout the day away. In this fever haze, one more trade, I say, scout the day away. Hands in the air when the spread opens wide. Echo inside. Horn stabs hit when the trend starts to bend. This swirl slow when I promise this is the end. Then I hit it again. Whoa. Got the day away. Ride that price parade. Up, down, I stay. Till my worries stop the day away. Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing to the very last. Stand up and down again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shape I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last. Stand up and down again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last. Stand up and down again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend.
Hi guys, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Sound check, mic check, bump check, any check you like. Give me a check here. Oh, you know what I want to do? Wait, where's the thing? Comments. I want to put your comments on the screen. Looking good. How are you guys? So, yesterday we had coaching and technical glitch. I could not record the session. So that's the bad news. The good news is I'm going to tell you everything that we talked about in coaching. And more importantly, I'm actually going to give you everything that we did in coaching to make your life that much easier. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, Gloria, how are you? Number one, who's new in the room here? Who's like coming in, not never traded with us? I'm actually, a ton of you guys are sitting on X. So I'm going to post this on X right now. I'm going to say, get your dots. You need to bookmark this because this is bookmark this. Because this is our whole dots protocol, dots playbook that constantly gets updated. But in addition to that, it has a whole bunch of incredibly useful tools for other things besides dots. And one of the things we talked about a lot yesterday in coaching, which I think is going to be eye-opening to everybody here, was just the understanding the relationship between your stops and targets. What's your total point budget? What's your total dollar budget per trade, right? If you could, instead of just simply wildly going, oh, how much should I bet? How much should my stops be? So on and so forth. You start with the idea of what is the maximum loss I'm willing to take per trade, right? And then you expand that idea to like, what is the stop needed? What is the minimum stop needed in order for this trade to succeed? And then you simply just plug that in and it will tell you what your size should be on whatever instrument you're trading. So all of that now has been put together into a nice little calculator. If you go to the dots playbook, which I hope you guys have bookmarked because this thing gets updated all the time. So I updated it yesterday. And you see that there's a click here that says risk calculator, which you click, right? Which will take you to the future points risk calculator, which is really, really useful. So let me give you a real life example. I'm willing to I'm going to trade with $100 budget in dollar terms for any single trade I want to take, because I'm going to take a lot of trades and I don't want any trade to go beyond $100, right? And if I'm looking at this particular setup over here, right? I came in at around 65 or whatever, 55, right? My stop was, my minimum amount of stop that I had here was $30, was 30 points. Actually, let's make it 35 points, right? So I'm just gonna kind of again adjust it here, right? And I'm trading the MNQ, and it just tells me right away what my position size should be, what my maximum total budget is, where my risk is on the stop, and what that means per contract, right? And you can do this for any trade you want, for any budget you want, for any instrument you want. So this is very, very useful. You no longer need to try to guess what your sizing should be, given the parameters that you're trading with, right? So in this particular case, I'm trading a very large stop because we're trading off the bottom, and this is the position that I'm trading. So I hope you guys like that. Everybody who's new, I just posted. You need to bookmark this one page. All I'm asking you is come into my room, bookmark this one page, and I will make you a successful trader as a result of it, because I'm going to give you all the tools in a constant updating flow that you would never, ever get anywhere else. So let me actually, hang on a second. Shit, where's my glasses? Where's that link? Okay, so I'm going to pin this link to the room, okay? Also, as always, please trade with our friends at Apex, which is who we're trading with right now. If you want the best deals, the cheapest evals, and the best possibilities to get them done. Today, I did not trade with you because I want to spend a little time with my daughter. She's been away. I took her to school, but we had the PPI data, and those of you guys who know how we trade new straddles, know that the PPI data totally would have banked. I'm surprised. I'll be honest, surprised. It was a really big surprise that PPI came in at 0.8. That's very hot. I haven't even looked at the details as to what drove prices up, but that obviously is not a really great looking piece of news here that you want to go with. Hopefully, it's a one-off event because you don't want to have PPI starting to blast up because that's always going to translate into higher CPI costs. Hang on a second. What's gone on with my? Why is this not working? I just want to. Oh, there we are. Okay, I am on YouTube. I just want to see my stream. So the other reason you want to have the DOTS playbook is because I'm constantly adding new trade setup ideas in there. And I added this one idea here, which is what we're trading today, which is like money idea most of the time. It's called session V reversal, or 3 dots make a pop. It's very, very simple. We're looking for session bottom or session top. If we're at a session bottom, if we have 3 consecutive dots that are white or green with no red dots in between, we're going long on the close of that 3rd dot, and the stop is plus minus 2 points below, or let's say 5 ticks below session low, and the risk is 50% of distance. Okay, it's exactly what I'm doing right now. It works, it doesn't work, but you can see this was the session low. 1, 2, 3, 3rd dot. I'm long over here, so I think I'm in at 56, right? So let's say 56. My stop is like 96. That's a 40-point risk, and I'm looking for a 76 move, right? Now, did I screw this up? 58. Stop is 98. 40. I should have gone 20. 78. Just missed me, actually. So yeah, it should have been 78. Yeah, I just missed my targets over here. It's no big deal. Let's make my targets a little bit, maybe 84s. It hits, it doesn't hit, it's fine. The sizing on this trade is perfect. The structure on this is really good. And the thing about this kind of a trade that I think a lot of people will really like is it happens at least once a session, but a lot of times it will happen twice a session in the sense that you're going to get a move from the top and a move from the bottom. So, for example, in Europe at around 4 in the morning, where's the session? Hang on, let me just get rid of the no. Delete this. These are all session highs, session lows. Where's the European trade? Oh, okay, yeah, it was a little bit earlier. Around 4 in the morning, European Open. You hit the session high, 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dots, boom, nice and clean. And actually, I traded this. Hang on a second. There was a secondary. Was this over here? I think it was one of my accounts. Let me bear with me a sec. Maybe I actually traded this through one of my accounts. Let me see which one it was. Sorry. I can't seem to remember which one it was. One of the accounts, we had a 3 dot pop that totally worked, to the upside on I think maybe it was over here. I think it was this one. It was the 7 o'clock one over here. 1, 2, 3, boom. 50% of risk. It worked like a charm. Anyways, it's a really good setup. It's a setup that I'm in right now for the 53 account, right? 53 account. Let's see if it's playing out. We'll see if it plays out. But it's added in there as a. No, you don't need to consider the slope. No, the session will be reversal. The slope by definition will be green at that point. If you get a three dot pop, it's going to be green by that point in terms of a reversal, or red the other way around, right? Slope will be confirming already by implication. But and I actually was very, very close at TPing on this thing. You can see me. I just sort of, I came within inches. And I was away, so I didn't take a trade. But this is a great kind of a trade once or twice during the session, and we'll certainly hopefully see if we can do something like this in the New York session as the day progresses and as things go. But then we have lots of other trades to do. I put the Christmas tree trades both on trend and counter trend just to kind of keep an eye on it. And then more importantly, especially like on a counter trend moves, right? I put another setup in here within the Christmas tree section. How do I go back to the top? Okay. If you go into the Christmas tree section, there's another thing called Christmas tree fail reversal. And this is actually a really, really good one to use, especially on the counter trend Christmas tree trades, which in this case, we had one. So what this is you have a Christmas tree buy, but this is obviously counter trend, right? Actually, Christmas tree buy followed by Christmas tree sell is a very, very strong sell. So this would have been a great sell signal. I just I was just busy talking to you guys. I didn't take it. But what you're looking for is you have a signal, the low of this thing, if it gets broken on a closing basis, so you break the low of this on a closing basis, which in this case you do, that's a straight down sell signal, and a really, really nice one. And you could, you could size that properly, and you could do everything with it. Unfortunately, this trade is already done, so I can't take it. We're still floating the positional trade. We'll see if it holds or doesn't hold for us. But with the arsenal of having, running session highs, running session lows, which is also in this thing, taking the Christmas tree trades with trend and maybe failures with counter trend, and 3 dot pops on a single session reversals. Really, really cool. Like, there's just a lot of opportunity here to trade. And as I said, I'm essentially trying to trade with around a 100-point stop and per position, and that's really all I'm going to be willing to risk here as we go through all the trades. I've managed to kind of bring everything back up above par on all my accounts. Some of them are moving slowly but surely forward. And with this particular structure, this is going to make it really, really easy to construct trades on risk basis. Okay. So hopefully you guys will find it useful. We got 12 minutes to the open, so no more trades in the thing. One of the things I forgot, by the way, is actually the 3 dot pop, and I'm going to add all of this into the thing. Now, I'm not trading gold. We're not trading gold, guys. We're just trading at NQ because Apex isn't trading gold, so there's no point. Gold could go to 1 million, but we can't trade it, so we're not trading it. What was I going to say? With a 3 dot pop, that trade usually has about a 20-minute duration. The perfect time for it to resolve is about 20 minutes. If you're in it for an hour, it's likely going to be a loser. This is very likely going to be a losing trade because it either drives to target or it kind of starts to fail, which is exactly what this thing is going to probably do as we go forward. But it is what it is. 10 minutes to the open. No. Is it the session low? No. The V trade in gold would have been 1, 2, 3 right here. 241. Risk would have been down to 225. So that's a 16-point risk. You were looking for an 8-point move. 241 to about 250. 247, just almost there. Almost there. But, that would have been the trade in gold. Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here on Friday, chilling out with us? Having a good time? I will say this, what's interesting, guys, is so Wealth Charts now has Tradeify, right? Tradeify lets us trade gold. And I'm going to probably next week, we're going to try and set up a couple of Tradeify accounts and trade those with you guys, primarily on gold basis. Maybe I'll trade gold from a Wealth chart, on Wealth Charts that way. That way it'll be, at least we'll have a couple of instruments to trade. And maybe on gold, we'll just try to trade the V-shaped reversals and everything else. All right, so let's see what's going on over here. We are 8 minutes from the open, scraping the bottom here. Below the VWAP, of course, been there pretty much most of the day. Are there different rules in Tradeify? There are. They don't let you do one trade funding. It's actually, we got time. We might as well. We can take a look at Tradeify, right? Tradeify. I screwed this up. You know what? What's the easiest way to do it? Let's go to Gemini. Let's go to Gemini. I never do any work anymore. What is going on here? Whoa, stop. Okay. For Tradeify prop, give me a bullet point summary of rules for 50K eval account to get funded. Okay, growth. Profit target is 3. Maximum contracts is 4 minis. 4 micros. Drawdown is end of day trailing drawdown. Not drawdown only updates at the end of the day based upon your closing balance. That's actually that's a really attractive thing because you could come back from big losses intraday, and then it's not going to punish you. Daily loss limit. Oh, there's a soft breach. If you hit this, your account is locked for a day. So you basically have a $1,200 loss. Okay, you can pass as soon as you hit. You can do 1 day pass as soon as you hit target. Consistency rule, none in the evaluation. Okay, select evaluation. Profit target 25. It's lower than growth. Interesting. But you need 3 days to pass. Consists 40% rule. No single trading day can account for more than 40%. Microscalping rule. At least 50% of your trades, 50% of your total profit must come from trades held longer than 10 seconds. Well, that's okay. That's actually better than a minute. I thought it was a minute. No hedging. HFT bots exploiting platform errors. Activation fee. Tradeify currently charges 0 once you pass. Okay. Yeah. So this actually looks pretty good in terms of our strategy, since we're a low grade, small risk, high volume type of thing. You have 25. There's no minimums. 2,000. 25 against 2,000 is a pretty good ratio. 3 days to pass. 40%. So what is that? 40. No single trading day can be 40% of your total profit. So 25 times 0.4. So you can't make more than 1,000 a day, which is fine. I mean, it just takes it's a longer duration, but that's not a bad deal. Cam Bradbury says funded family is cheaper than Tradeify. All right, let's see. Okay, now give me the same thing on funded family. Okay, so funded family, you get 5 contracts, 3,000. Drawdown is end of day drawdown. Daily loss limit, none. Minimum, you got to do 7 days. 50% rule, no single day can account more than 50%. So you can't make more than $1,500 in a day. Sim funded qualified account rules, consistency rules, tightens. Single day can't exceed 40. Buffer requirement. You must reach a balance of 52 before you can request a payout. Stays in the account that is not withdrawable. Minimum payout days, you need 7 winning days. So here they really make you, it's just a matter of like having to do a lot of winning days. Yes, consistency rule, none, 50% eval. Locks in at 50K later. It's better for traders who prefer a static drawdown once they're profitable. Whereas Tradeify is better those who want to get funded and paid as fast as possible, which I like me to find. You get the best price. Interesting. Okay. So that's the story with the two of them. I don't know. You have to ask wealth charts. You know, I don't not my company, but you can ask. I'm sure you can ask that customer support. All right, what do we got? 3 minutes. This trade is gonna. I'm definitely gonna get popped out of this trade, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I took the trade knowing full well where it's going to be. So the other thing is this is session lows, and what I wanted to show you, Alt H, is one of the we were asking yesterday in coaching, how do we trade session lows? Most important thing that we want is for the candle to not just touch, but close through the session low. If we get it close, we're actually going to go, let's go to, what are we, 54? 54 count. And see if we're going to trade through session lows, because I think it's going to bust. So it's got to close through this white line, right? Let me go to 54. And see if it closes. One more minute to the open. And the session low, session high trade, the main thing is it just simply needs to close through that level. So this is the session low. This candle needs to close through that level, you know. I did not make a recording last night. We had a technical glitch, so it did not record, unfortunately. So, good morning, everybody. Talk to me. Who's new in the room? Say hi to me. Tell me where you're coming from. Where's everybody coming from today, by the way? Anyways, like, where are you guys trading from? I would love to know. What's the most exotic place I can think of right now? Ulaanbaatar, right? That's the capital of Mongolia. That's where it is. So we're popping through higher, which is nice. Big vol on my trade. So where's my 53 trade? My 53 trade went from getting nearly killed, to popping up. Can they pop it for me? We'll see. Nope. I should have gotten rid of it, but I'm kind of staying in this trade to the bitter end just to see how it plays out. But there's lots of opportunities here to minimize my risk here. But it's always fun to watch it play. So first 30 seconds, we have the spike up, spike down. New York session opens up. Now I guess we can move the Maginot line to the New York session low, and this would be let's say I'm going to go to the 54 account. I'm just not even going to bother with this thing. So we'll look at this thing in the 54 account, and if we're breaking through the lows here and closing through the lows, the most important thing. So we're going to take that trade. And see, where's that flag from? I'm like the worst person when it comes to flags. I'm an American. Remember, we don't know anybody else's flag. Just like we don't know anybody else's language, anybody else's geography. Kabul, Afghanistan, no way. Seriously, that's really exotic, my friend. Nice to have everybody aboard here. New York session trades. All right, so this will help us visualize stuff. Now we're moving through the highs. You know what? I'm going to take the trade. I'm going to close it out. Oh, and we're done. Okay, good job. I did not take this trade. I'm sorry, guys. This is just, sometimes you're just lucky. And this was just such a great luck trade. Look at this luck trade. We held this, just came within inches of stopping me out. And the 3-dot pop really, really did prove itself worthy on its first entrance here. But the other great trade, which I just sort of missed because it was so fast, was this was a trade that run of the New York session high. So now we're going to go back. Here's a second structure. Let's go to the 54. Am I on the 54 count? Yeah, let's go 54 count. So next account. Again, we got to close through these lines. The really cool part about this is we can totally visualize this, right? Here's the line. So 905. I got to close through 905. Otherwise, I don't have a run of the highs or run of the lows trade. Let's see if it wants to run here. Now, big reversal. New York session trade basically between 900 and 800 right now as the range, but I'm sure we're going to expand. The really interesting question is, will they be able to rally it back up to 25,000, which will really just piss off the shorts like there's no tomorrow. I haven't read the PPI synopsis. I got to go look through this. We're going to look through this in just a second. Let's just see if we have a trade. See if we have a trade through the moves here. Makes it a lot easier to visualize what needs to be done when we have these solid white lines on here, right? Or maybe, you know what? I should make them dotted. How do you, let me see. Settings. Style. Oh. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Let's do that. Because that kind of makes it easy to work on this. Let me see. Style, settings, style, this way. Okay, cool. This is even better, right? Good day, CC. Good day, Abdul. Sandy, how fucking awesome is the Tradeovate analysis tool? It's going to get even better, guys. Oh, I didn't even show you like all the improvements I made in it. And trust me, I have a big project in mind for the trade analytics tools. That, you know, how many? I'm actually curious. How many of you guys trade stocks? Let's just do a. I mean, I know everybody's a degenerate here, but how many of you guys have a stock account? Let me do a poll here. Do you have a stock account? Like Schwab, Fidelity, ETC, Robinhood. Starting the poll. All right, answer the poll. I'm just curious. How many of you guys have a stock account? Please answer the poll, because I'm actually really curious, because what I have in mind is going to be so cool. Even Tasty Trade, you know, do you have Tasty Trade? That's also, like, I'm just curious how many of you guys have all those accounts. Yeah, that's okay. It's not so much for. I'm not interested in trading stocks. It's all about the analytics. It's my what I want to plan on doing is producing the trade analytics pages, not just for futures like Tradeovate and Wealth Charts and Rhythmic and everything else, but also for equities like Schwab, Fidelity. Just you drop your Schwab account, boom, get the analytics. Drop your Fidelity account, boom. Drop your Tasty Trade account, get all the analytics. Let me know if that sounds good to you, because I'm trying to create like a really interesting structure here for traders. Okay, running the highs. Yeah, absolutely. No, Schwab is number one. It's going to be Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, in that order. Hey, sounds good, show, right? Good morning, Shafe. How are you? Sandy? Yeah. Is TradeStation its own broker? TradeStation was on my list, but I was like, yeah, Schwab includes Thinkorswim. Exactly. So it would be like an analyst and use Tasty Trade. See, I knew you, all you guys, like, there's a huge cross-pollination between people who you know, I mean, even I have a fucking Schwab account, right? So I just thought that there was like a lot of, and they're impossible to read. Do you ever try to read those statements? They're disgusting, right? Like, for what we need to do in terms of how, you know, where's my profits, where's my losses, who's my biggest winners, blah, blah, blah. I want all those answers. Okay. Hey, looky. Watch this. I love the Maginot Line. Oh, actually, shit. It's a little bit off. It's actually really good to have it dotted. We need to see it. The highs are 910. It's got to close above 910 on this thing. So not quite there. Not quite through the highs. Can't hold the highs. The rally dies. Can't quite hold the highs. The rally dies if it can't hold the highs, and the sell-off blows if it can't hold the lows. Fidelity, Alec, has a huge amount of accounts, dude. I'm shocked. You'd be surprised. I think they're like number 2. Okay, I made it funny for the day. I'm very, very impressed with myself. The rally dies if it can't hold the highs, and the sell-off blows if it can't hold the lows. There you go. That's our whole playbook motto in a nutshell. Tight range, guys, huh? Look at this wussy little range. It's a 100-point range. 15 minutes into or 10 minutes into the open. That is not exactly, but it's Friday, and I guess that's what they want to do. You like that show? That's a great moniker. It's like it totally encapsulates our whole approach to life, right? Now you're never going to be able to forget the rules. Oh, do we have? Not quite. And by the way, this is just to let you know, even if we do, it's kind of like a really, really bad example of this. What I was going to say is, do we have a three dot drop here, or 3 dot pop? Because we have we have 1, 2, 3. But remember, this range is so small that you literally there's no turn here. It turns right into the bottom. That's not really a V shape. It's more like the V covering the whole sequence. So what do you guys think about the risk calculator? Really, really cool. Give me some ideas. Anybody type in what your maximum budget is for your particular risk. Like how much what's the maximum you want to lose per trade? And give me the instrument and tell me, how much stop loss are you willing to do? Let's do a couple of examples. Type in some suggestions in here while we watch the market. You guys type it in and I'll go back to the lows. Okay, we're hitting the lows. Now we go right back to the lows. Now we really have, okay, if we close through the lows, we want to trade that. All right, big volatility move here. Gotta stay patient on the trade here. Got to make sure it holds the lows, that it doesn't retrace all the way into the highs. All right, so I'm in here. I want to give myself a much wider stop because it's a big volatility stop, and I want to sell more. This is what I was going to tell you is that I am trying now. Basically, when I have these kind of big moves, you're going to get a big retrace. So you have to obviously this is why I'm doing single tiny little stop here. But my generals, it looks like I'm gonna get stopped out regardless. But my general, like in this case, it's probably going to be about 150 point, 160 point loss on this trade if it totally stops me out. But that's what that's why you need to do. Oh wow, really, just straight up kill here, straight up kill, big reversal. Wow, that was just a straight up kill. There was just no risk escaping that. Had a huge, just a huge, wow, big vol. Now it's going it's going back down again. That's frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna punch in the numbers just as soon as we take a look at any more ideas. Wow, this really was a flush. Holy shit, that was a nasty little flush here, huh? Okay. Mr. Tambourine Man. Okay, we'll let it be here for the time being while it tries to organize itself. All right, let's go take a look at the features calculator. So Sandy says 200 point max risk on a dollars, and he wants to do NQ. You're doing NQ, and your stop is 40, right? So here's what it's going to tell you. If you hit NQ, your stop loss is too big for this budget. Reduce stop or increase budget. Now you can do MNQ, I think, and it will let you do 2 contracts on MNQ. Okay, so it will tell you what you can do. Oh, we got, okay, we're breaking up to session highs, trying to hold the highs over here. So we're going to go the other way with again a big stop. We're going to go to the next account, 56 account. See if you can hold those highs. It needs to close to those highs. Nope. No trades. You know what was wrong? Guys, how many times have I said this and I just totally ignored my own advice? We don't want to do, generally, we don't want to do volatility candle on the highs or the lows. Like, in other words, this was a high volatility, this was an orange candle into the lows. That's almost always a tough sucker bet. Even when it works, it's a lot of work. So because this was more than a 40-point candle, we probably should have just left it be. Same thing with this one. Probably shouldn't chase this. So we're going to let this be. Okay, so let's go back to the futures calculator. Well, hold on. Is it moving? No, let's go to the futures calculator. So that was Sandy. There was somebody, Dr. D said YM, $150 in YM, 150, and stop was going to be 50. So you're not going to be able to use regular YM, too big for the way up. But for the MYM, you can do 6 contracts, right? See, look at that. It's pretty interesting, right? You can do up to 6 contracts on that particular structure. CC says he's got a $250 budget per his position, and he wants, and his stops are, wait, hold on a second. 50 stop loss. So 50-point stop loss on MNQ, 2 contracts. You can do 2 contracts on MNQ. Your total risk would be $200, right? On this thing, $100 per contract. Green Otter says 2 micros, 40 stop, and sorry, what's the no, I need to know your dollar amount. Green, if you do $350, just for argument's sake, let's say you did a $350 budget on $40 stop, you can do 4 contracts. You need to know how much money you're willing to lose per trade. Oh, we're through here. But, all right, let's just take it. What the hell? All right, we're on the 56 account. Proper stop is going to be underneath this big one. and I'm going to give myself around 900. If it comes down to 900, I'll give myself the opportunity to average in, because I think this looks like we're finally breaking to session highs. So this is 71. 20, 50, oh, buy. Okay, so back up to here. Readjust ourselves to here. Let's see if we can make this trade go. All right, so it's not a perfect science in what I'm trying to show you, because remember I said I want to keep myself to about 100-point stop and so on and so forth, but and I'm not quite doing it. Basically, I'm giving myself like 150, sometimes 160s, and I should be going for like 60, 70-point targets, and sometimes I'm only making $50 on the trade, because in the heat of the battle, in the very, very fast moves, it's hard to adjust it quickly, which is just all goes to show you that nothing is perfect. But when you have this tool in front of you, at least if what is your risk size, what is your budget size, how much you should trade, and how you could work within that risk, and maybe the other thing is, what if I adjust? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I need to create an idea, like what if I adjusted, how much would my risk be? But basically, honestly, if you think about it, what I'm really doing is I'm doing a $200 budget, and I'm doing let's say probably like a 60 stop loss in this case on MNQ, and that's basically it. Like if you think about this, that's really where I'm at. On a big breakout moves with large volatility candles, that's really approximately where I'm at. So I have like one contract around the 200 point this, and that can average in to give myself the 200 point. Like the other, what would be interesting is if I added in a second line is, at what level could I average in for a two contract position? I can work that out. Maybe add that in as a help. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you see what I'm saying? But why, one of the things that this really clarified for me is I started working with the calculator and with all the session runs. Oh, by the way, looky. Is this right? Hang on, let me just get rid of this. Let me get rid of all execution marks. We have a 1, 2, 3. We have a 1, 2, 3 reversal. We have a V-shaped reversal. If this thing holds, guys, let's go to the next account. Let's make it play. 57. Go to 57. This is going to be a single trade, single contract trade, because we're just looking to does it disappear? 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 drop. Sell. Fine. 3 dot drop. Right? What's going on over here? Why is this not 1, 2, 3? Oh wow, it got done. I think my what happened here? Jesus, I think my feed is just so late. Wow. All right. Well, I'll take the small win, but that really wasn't a 3 drop. This actually came back up. I was wrong, right? Sorry about that. I wonder if we should do you think? Let me see if Wealth Charts is actually producing cleaner feeds. If Tradevate is really fucking me over here today. So Trade Charts, Wealth Charts doesn't have a 3. Like right now, if we do have a 3 drop, I would trade it. But in order to do that, we really need to set up our settings much higher. Let's make it. Yeah, I think that it's not so much. I think it's just the data feed is just really kind of shitty on TradeOvate. Oh, okay, we are getting a 3 dot drop here, guys. Sell market. Okay, and my stop will be. Oh, this I forgot. I literally like this about well charts. Is it really like adds nice clean. I forgot that it shows you the P&Ls here much better. So, all right, we're gonna stay in this trade on this trade. Let's see what it wants to do on a 3 dot drop. And we're done. Wow, super fast. Holy shit, that was really fast. Okay, nice. That was good. All right. So I think what we'll do is we'll trade the 3 dot drops on well charts because at least those are nice and clean. Well charts execution is really, really good, by the way. They're much, much faster than TradeOvate. So that's good. That worked nicely. We're definitely banking and spanking. I don't think so. I think Wells Charts is actually fast. I find Wells Charts to be much faster than TradeOvate on execution. Okay, we got to get rid of this line because this line is going to be distracting. What we need to do is push this line over here. Now we can basically leave our Maginot lines over here and look around. You know, guys, generally, with the exception of this one stuff to the bottom, we actually had a very good day so far. We've definitely been hitting it. But how do you like the 3 dot drop? It's really, really good, right? 1, 2, 3, boom. You got to give it a lot of space. But I guess, again, my point is that when you start thinking in terms of dollars and points traveled, in terms of your total budget, you are focusing on all the right things. You're not focusing on profits because nobody gives a shit about profits. Profits come every 5-10 minutes for us. What you're focusing on is controlling the losses in the most quantitative way possible, right? So we have the Fuchs calculator here. So sorry, give me a couple of more. Give me a couple of more. You know, somebody give me gold. Give me anything else. And your budget per trade. How much do you want to trade per budget? Give me some examples so we can run the calculator for you guys. Do you like this, by the way? Is this good? Wow, I'm surprised. Only half of you have stock accounts. Wow. Okay, and micros, you're gonna trade. No, guys, you're all giving me the wrong. You're all thinking about it the wrong way. Okay, everyone who's giving me the example is giving me the wrong thing. The only thing I want to ask you, Gloria, I knew you'd like it because we talked about this. Like it's after our conversation that I had this whole idea of doing it. Sandy, the question I'm asking is, how much money are you willing to lose? I don't care about instrument. I don't care about lots. I don't care about your tick size. I don't care about your stops. Tell me how much you're willing to lose. What's your maximum loss? That's the only question I want to asked first, right? Your max budget per trade. Just like you have a budget at work. Give me a budget. Somebody give me a budget. I want budgets first. Everything else, I will tell you. Brian says $200 budget. Okay, so Brian has a $200 budget, and he's going to trade micro gold, and he wants to put a 40 tick stop. 40 tick stop on a micro gold. So where's micro gold? Here we go. And here, guess what? Guess what, Brian? You thought that was a good idea, and it's not. You're over budget. You're over budget. You thought just 40 point. Oh no, sorry. 4 points. My bad. I was doing 40 ticks. You're right. So you have a 4 point stop and grow in gold. My bad. And you have a $200 budget. You can trade 5 contracts. If you lose, each contract loses 40. The whole thing loses 20. I'm sorry. My bad. I misinterpreted. I started doing ticks. So Benjamin trading big $100,000, $150,000 account. He's got a budget of $1,000 per trade. So you want to lose $1,000 per trade. Now, what do you want to trade, Benjamin? What instrument? And what is your minimum stop you need in order to make that trade happen? What is the minimum stop you need in order to make that trade happen? Give me your instrument and your minimum stop. And while you guys think about it, let me just take a look at what's going on over here. We're rallying back up, which is fine. I want to be eyeing. Where am I at? 57. I think we're at 50. We're now at 58. I'm going to rotate through my thing. We're going to be to the 58. We're going to definitely want to try running the highs. Ooh, there we go. Holding the highs. Big trade. 15, 14, 13. What's going on, man? What is up with my refresh rates here? And it's not holding the highs. All right. Just as well, did not hold the highs, so no trades. All right. So where are you? So Benjamin, no, okay, listen to me carefully. Because you guys need to understand how trading works. None of you understand how trading works. Benjamin, you said you wanted to risk $1,000. You had a $1,000 budget on your position, right? You're going to trade minis. That's fine. I don't care about your risk reward. I want to know if you're looking at a chart, or if you have a setup. If you have a fixed stop setup, if you have a fixed stop, like what is your minimum stop you need to make that trade happen? In other words, the minimum, the absolute minimum you're going to be willing to risk in order to get into a trade, or what is necessary. So none of you, you're all fucking idiots. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, this is a great exercise because it really shows. I'm the first one to not have thought about this until I forced myself to think about this. So Benjamin, what do you put a stop? What do you usually put a stop on? Like what's in points? How much is your stop? Answer me that question. Because Benjamin is trading a big $150,000 account. He has a $1,000 budget. Tell me. Benjamin went away. Benjamin, come on, answer me. All right, I'm going to play Benjamin. Hang on a second. We might have a trade here, so I should watch the charts. All right, 54 seconds, so it's a long time, but we are holding the highs. We are holding the session highs. Does it hold? 36. I always yell. Yelling is my basic conversation. 12 seconds. Do we hold the highs? 8 seconds in the 58 account. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're long. We're long the trade. Let's see if we can get some continuity here. And we're done. And we're done. And we're done. You see how being patient, you hold the highs. Now's the new highs. I really like having this dotted line because it's so much easier for visibility to see that, right? All right, I got to rotate accounts. The hardest thing is I always forget to rotate accounts. Okay, let's go to 63 account. Ugh. All right, Benjamin left us. I guess I scared him. I'm sorry I yelled Benjamin. Okay, I'm gonna play Benjamin. Hang on, let's see if we can make another run through the highs here. We're definitely, we're crawling to the 25,000, right? It's like a sneak attack. You notice, by the way, so much of success in all the scalping that we do is just us not rushing the trades, right? Like 90% of the success is not in terms of execution. And then, hopefully in terms of sizing and money managing, that's the secondary component. All right, we're running through here. We're running through here. Do we hold it? Do we hold it? Just underneath here. Not quite. No, I'm gonna back off. I'm not gonna take the trade. It didn't quite hold it. I really needed to hold through those lines. All now I'm like, it was close enough that I should have really pulled it. It was a strong candle. All right, I'm gonna wait. All right, in the trade. May have hit a high. We'll see. It's the first purple dot we've seen in a long time. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of the trade just because it looked like it kind of stalled. It's fine. We'll take a tiny little profit, but let me just take you back to the futures calculator for a second. So 1,000. Let's say his stop is 30 points, and he's trading NQs. What can he have? He can trade one contract. I bet he's trading 5 or 6 times more than that. Just one contract on NQ is all he can do in order to stay, excuse me, on his budget. Oh, sorry, guys. And this is what's so interesting about going through this exercise. You realize that you're trading way too big for where you need to be. And eventually, this actually does hit my target. All right, so it's fine. I took a little bit of a profit. It was a little bit of a stall. And now we're coming up to the 25,000. So you guys see what I'm talking about in terms of ideas? And also, by the way, what's interesting for you guys to watch is that, remember, a trend is just a series of fresh session highs, right? That's what a trend is. And so when you're just kind of trading like this, we are basically just trading with the strength of where things go. This was, you know what? This psychologically spooked me out. I didn't think they were going to get a purple dot on this thing, which I thought meant that, okay, the trend was kind of slowing down, but it was just a pause that refreshes. Yeah, we're back to today's open. Exactly. We just recovered. And that is just classic stock market trading, right? Back to the open, back to the, to where we're at. Oh, I gotta go to 64 account. I gotta rotate. Having a dashed line is really good, right? You guys agree with me? Dashed line now looks so much better. Oh, are we backing off to 25,000? All right, so this is where it gets interesting. Yeah, dashes makes it much easier. So now it gets interesting because now, are we hitting, is 25,000 was, yes. So Gloria, let's play. You tell me, like, what's the max loss you're willing to take? And I'll give you, like, here's a clue of how I give you. Don't give me your absolute max. Give me, like, I can absorb this, but if it goes 150%, 170, like, in other words, I can absorb 100, but if it goes to 200, I'm not going to kill myself. Like, give me a number that you could easily double. That's not going to kill yourself, because I think that's a much better reasonable thing. Because if you give me the absolute worst case scenario, you're always going to do much worse. So give me like a reasonable loss number that if it like sort of doubled itself, you still wouldn't, be too upset. That's what I mean about max budget. It's sort of a psychological anchor. So give me a number that you think is going to be reasonable for you. So $1.75. Okay. So $1.75. And then what's your regular stop, standard stop, right? Clean stop rate's $800 is your reasonable number. And then both of you guys, give me, like, what is the typical stop that you guys put on a trade? 20 points, 30 points. It just has to be an average stop. So you put a 20-point stop. And what do you what product are you trading? You trading MNQ? That's all you need. Basically, those are three things you want to ask yourself. So Gloria is at about $1.75, 175. She puts a 20-point stop on the position, and she's trading MNQs. So she has scope to do 4 contracts at that level, which is decent size. Is that what you usually size on, or do you size more or size less? And this, the point being is that, like, if your stop goes to 40, you're going to lose about 350, but it's not going to kill you. So, like, what this is basically saying is, don't go beyond 4 contracts. You see, you're trading 5, right? So you're oversized. You're oversized, right? And like, you probably want to come down to 3, and then maybe give yourself, like, 30, 40 point of stoppage generally on some of the trades, and that will work. This just really adjusts you, and it helps you clarify things. Okay, Clean Sabr. Clean Sabr, I need to know your average stop. Your average stop. Like, what is your average stop? Now, most accurate astrologer says he's trading 1,000. He's trading NQ. And what was his? Was it a 20 point? No, 50 points on NQ. 50 points on NQ. Let's see what he can do here. He's doing 50 points on NQ. You can do just 1 contract, baby. Are you trading 1 contract on NQ? Let's see what we're doing here. 2 dots, guys. Hey, 2 dots. 2 dots. 1 more dot. We're ready for a drop. 3 dot drop, baby. Let's go. We're coming off the 250s. Let's see if this is all she wrote, or it's going to come right back and trade for us. Is that yes? You trading one NQ? Is that what you're doing? That's good. Clean Sabr. No, I'm asking, like, how much of a stop do you have on NASDAQ? Do you put a 20-point stop, 30-point stop? Okay, 3rd dot, guys. 3rd dot. 40 seconds left. Again, this is a single contract, big stop, big target kind of a trade. So small size for me. 64. The basic stop here is going to be 92.27. That's a big stop. Jesus, 70-point stop. All right. So we need a 35-point target on this, basically, to make it pay off. 15 seconds left. Let's see if this dot holds. What is that? 94 to 24. It's a 70-point target. All right, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, and so this is basically about a 70-point target. I'm in at 26, so basically that's fine. We're going to stay at the where am I? Yeah, 98 level. If it works, I got to move the buy stop. Whoa! Got to move the buy stop over here. Okay, so that's where I'm at. So you see, I'm like I put a 100-point stop for myself, but it really goes up to 200. That's why you want to be a little bit lax, because this is 100 points stop on all my trades, especially if I'm taking these big trades. Just not enough money to absorb the retrace, right? To absorb the retrace that inevitably happens. So Clean Sabr trades 20 points. Let's go back to his example. So he's trading, and you're trading minis, right? You're trading mini S&Ps. And you said that you wanted $800, or no, 250. You're risking $800, Clean Sabr? Okay, let's just, for argument's sake, you risk $800. And he's trading MNQs, and he's got 20-point target. Well, you can trade 20 contracts at that. Like, if you're trading 800 each, what is the risk per trade you had? You said it was $800. Then you also said 250. So assuming you do 250, which is more reasonable, then you're doing 6 contracts, which sounds like you're pretty much there. You said you're trading 5 contracts. So you're within, within zone. You're within zone of that. So 1021. We have a 3-dot drop off the highs. We're sort of floating this trade, seeing if the session corrects, or if we go to fresh highs, we're going to go into a different account. We'll go to the 45 account. And if they take out the highs, we're gonna run that trade. Anyways, I hope you guys find that useful, right? As far as structure, sizing, everything else. I should call this the do not tilt calculator. It's a calculator that will helps you not to tilt. I have to find a catchy name for it, but the untilter. The no tilt calculator. That's pretty good, actually. The no tilt calculator. That's what we're going to call it. The no tilt calculator. Because if you know what you're doing, you won't tilt off this thing. You bookmark the dots page, and everything else will follow on those pages. Yeah, degenerate tilt calc. The no tilt calc. I like the no tilt calc. I like that. We're going to call that the no tilt calculator. Because this sounds very, very corporate. Futures point risk calculator. We should call this the no tilt calculator. Yes, the calculator does make sizing very easy. It also, basically walks you through, makes you understand why you start tilting and where your problems are. We actually have a Christmas tree trade here. 25 seconds left, which absolutely looks good if it holds, which we're going to go in this other account for us. And the risk here is 53 to 74. About 20-point risk. So I guess we can do, where am I? I'm in 45. Buy. We're in. And I want this here. I want to be underneath here. Oh, so close. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hit me. There we go. We're done. So that, the Christmas tree trade worked nicely in our favor. And it looks like we're breaking through the highs. We just took out the highs. So 3-dot drop did not work this time, but we get ready for the next one. It was a little early. Generally, the 3-dot drop, you want it to be around 10 from now, like 10:30 or somewhere there, where it really starts to show you a real turn. Oh, it's in the playbook, Ben. It is definitely in the playbook. Just refresh it. Refresh the playbook. You see it right up here, risk calculator. Right there. This was actually, honestly, if I got stopped on this, it probably was my execution error because the rule should have been 5 ticks above. What was the high here? Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I. So what was the highest here? A high was 93.75, and this was 97.75. I want to do 5 points, 98. So it is definitely a double top now. Let's see if that plays out. Now we're getting a second dot. We get a third dot here. We're gonna try and go again on the short side. One, two, three. That failed. One, two. Let's see if we get a third dot. And I want to rotate out to 52. Now, if you get a white dot, the whole count has to stop. It has to start from the beginning. I'm getting a white dot here. So this just disappears. The count disappears. No worries. Yeah. Glory. No, it's with PPI, it's either do or die. There's always a trade-off. You got to be willing to totally be do or die on those trades. You can't do anything else. All right, kind of stalling here. Not much price action, but Yeah, I don't think anything is going to happen in the Middle East so far this weekend. I have a feeling this thing is going to develop slowly, not quickly, but we'll see. $25 still acting like a ceiling for now. Thanks, TG Capital. I feel good, you know. All right, so this becomes a very problematic trade, but maybe worth a shot here. Because I said, you know, we wanted 3 consecutive red dots, but here's the problem. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to sell it. And we're going to see if we can just try to run this against the highs, right? So we're in 55 against 95. It's a 40. So we're going to be at around 35. Okay, we're correct. So here's why I'm sort of willing to give this trade a shot. And again, it all becomes a matter of a little bit of interpretation. Usually we want 3 consecutive, you know, red dots to tell us that it was pretty much a decline off the top, right? But we had this counter trend rally that kind of died in front. And as I'm looking at it, this is effectively the third red dot for us. And it looks like it might work, and it does work, right? Look at that, and it does work. And this is where having a little bit of judgment, a little bit of control. Remember, we're still trading the same structure, which is we're trading the reversal off the top with dots as confirmation. Sometimes they give us a perfect pattern. Sometimes they give us an imperfect pattern. And we have to be flexible enough to adjust and adapt to that. So this was great. You know, now we're in business. We hit that trade with very little effort, and now it works, right? Now, okay, this is interesting. So I really hadn't thought about this deeply, but well, let me try and do this. 54s. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's see if I'm right on this. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm long 54s. I'm in the 54 account. Let me show you where I'm at. Yeah, I'm in the 54 account. Okay, let's see if I'm right on this. So we are positive trend, right? We're above VWAP, and there was a sell signal into the VWAP, and that sell signal got completely invalidated by this buy candle, right? Now, can we have an invalidation of an invalidation? Absolutely. Meaning, you have a flush, and then it just the sell signal reestablishes itself, and the downtrend really establishes itself. But most of the time, the invalidation trade, which is part of the new trades in the dots, is a really good trade, meaning that the high of this sell got totally swamped by this green candle, right? Which means that the flow is to the upside, especially because it's a counter trend signal, which means I have a reasonable chance here that things can go up and hopefully resolve for me positively. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right on this trade. But the invalidation trade against the counter trend Christmas tree scalp, I think is a really interesting idea. It almost came to target just within a few inches. Let's see if I can, Yeah, that's great, Sandy. There we go. And so the invalidation, this is like a new setup that I thought about a lot, and I really really like it because first of all, it's a setup with the larger trend in mind. You have a sell signal on a counter trend basis. Now, if the sell signal is legit, it's never going to get invalidated. But it getting invalidated really tells you that there's a possible upside move here, right? Now we're testing the highs again, and running it. But I got to run because I'm actually over time, guys. You found I made a gem of an indicator. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. It's really good, right? Like every week we discover new possibilities. That's the whole idea. We just found, discover new possibilities in all of this. All right, my friends. So, final order of the day. Everybody bookmark this for me, please. Okay. This is where I'm going to update all the stuff, where all the cool stuff goes, where the tilt calculator goes. Isn't this boring to call it futures risk? Should we call it tilt calculator? The no tilt calculator, right? I think that would be and then we just put futures calculator in brackets. Enjoy, guys. So good tool. All of the analytics. The analytics platform is going to get even better in terms of all the cool stuff. And everybody enjoy. We had a very very good day. I think actually, I only had one account that went red. And notice I'm not keeping any of my accounts on the board here because I refuse to look at the P&L during the day. But I guess if I'm done for the day, maybe I should. Let's see. Let's just quickly see. How do I do this? What did I just do? I just can't do it in this case. All right, never mind. I'll see you guys on Monday. Everybody enjoy. The tools are the key thing to help everybody stay in shape, and we'll keep trading and trying to create new setups. Any thoughts you have, please contribute to them. We'll put them into the battle plan, into the guidebook. Everybody enjoy. Thanks, guys. Have a great, wonderful weekend. Take care.